Days after Governor Gavin Newsom granted her an emergency release amid the COVID-19 pandemic, Patricia Wright, who is terminally ill with cancer, stepped through a gate out of the California Institution for Women in Chino on Tuesday and into the embrace of dozens of tearful family members and her advocates. Wright, 69, originally from Inglewood, had been serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole for the past 23 years. Since her 1997 conviction, Wright's family, most notably her sister, Chantel Bonet, had been advocating for her release. Wright was convicted of hiring a man in 1981 to kill her then-husband, Willie Scott, who was stabbed 17 times in Los Angeles, according to court documents. Family members insisted Wright had nothing to do with the murder and that she was wrongfully convicted. In 2010, Wright received a terminal cancer diagnosis and has been in and out of remission since. Doctors said in recent letters to the governor's office that Wright is undergoing chemotherapy treatments for ovarian cancer that has spread to her liver and only has 6 months or less to live. With COVID-19 spreading rapidly throughout California prisons, including the women's prison in Chino that had more than 160 infections, Newsom's office began to listen. On July 8, a prison official notified Wright that she was going to be released under an emergency order. "I'm so blessed. I'm just overwhelmed," Wright said Tuesday evening from a sister's home in Reseda, surrounded by her siblings, children, grandchildren and other family members celebrating her release. "I just pray that Governor Newsom continues spreading his blessing to other people." While Wright's release encouraged advocates who have been pushing the state to release more inmates during the pandemic, they hope it is only the first of many similar releases of incarcerated people who fall outside of the state's guidelines for release. Since as early as March, Newsom has been ordering the release of thousands of people from state prisons that are overcrowded and where social distancing is difficult, and in many cases, impossible. In July, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation announced it would release an additional 8,000 people by August. Among those who are prioritized for release are people who have a higher risk of dying if they contract the coronavirus. However, one exemption is for those serving a life without parole sentence, which excluded Wright and many others in similar situations. Advocates said Wright's release shows that the governor's office has the authority to release people who may fall within CDCR's exemptions for release.